A letter that we actually, fortunately, we had to transcribe because they made up the phone call. They said it was totally different. Fortunately, or maybe I wouldn't be talking to you right now in this capacity at least. Fortunately, we had it transcribed. It was transcribed, the exact call. If we didn't, they would have, you know what Schiff said. He said it before Congress. He repeated my call. It had no bearing on what I said. It was a perfect phone call, and I got impeached over it. I never knew it would be so unpleasant, but nobody's done more in the last 3.5 years as president in the first 3.5 years than I have. Nobody. I mean, if you look at rebuilding the military and the economy and the best employment numbers we've ever had, and we've cut regulations to a point that's so incredible nobody's ever seen. If you look at the Veterans' Choice and the VA accountability, we had people in the VA that would beat up our veterans and beat them up badly. They're infirm, they're not well, they're not feeling well, and then you had these animals in there that would beat them up. We couldn't do anything about them. Now, with accountability, you have to account, and we fire them, and worse, we get rid of them. And our vets have a 91% approval rating, the highest we've ever had in the VA. You don't hear those bad stories about the VA anymore like you used to. And now they get immediate doctor attention if they have to wait online. I mean, but that's so many different things. Right to try, where they can try medicines. And I mean, I can sort of give you an example of that with the COVID, because I was in not great shape, and we have a medicine that healed me, that fixed me. It's a great medicine. And had I not gotten it, Rush, it would have been in line for another year probably before they brought it out. Great company, two great companies actually. Just immediately, I might not have recovered at all from COVID. To me, it's the biggest story, but the press doesn't even want to report that. They talk about the vaccines, and the vaccines are very important, Dresh. But this is more important because we can go into hospitals and clean out the hospitals, literally, with people that the vaccines are very important. It's a different stage.
Well, yeah, this is the antibodies that you've speeding up.
This is the antibody, and Regeneron. It's the most unbelievable thing I've ever seen. And I had a meeting with doctors today. It's always the good thing about when you're president, 11 doctors show up, and they're all the head of Johns Hopkins and this and that. They're great people. But Walter Reed is an incredible place. And these 11 guys came in today. They showed me stats. It's amazing. I don't know that I was not in the greatest of shape. A day later, I was fine, maybe perfect, but I was fine. But a couple of days later, and now I'm free. I feel perfect. I'm not taking anything. I'm off any regimen that they gave me. But it was primarily this one drug. And we're sending that and the Eli Lilly version of it, which is very similar, with numbers to put in with the other numbers that they already have, which are very good, excellent. And it's the most amazing thing. And it's not remdesivir. Maybe that helps a little bit, but remdesivir is from not the same thing.
Type operation do it for you. Why do you find it necessary to do yourself?
Well, first of all, it's such a great question, and most people can't understand it. As an example, I was nominated for 2 Nobel Peace Prizes.
Three now. Some guy from Italy has nominated you.
Oh, that's good. Well, it won't be written about. When Obama got it, it was the biggest story. I remember very well. He didn't even know why he got it. Almost.
Well, he got his on the come. He hadn't even done anything yet.
That's right. Lining up. The other is, if you look at Kosovo and Serbia, they've been killing each other forever. And I got them to be peace and, good stuff. And then I just heard about the third. It wasn't even on the news, okay? I joke about it in speeches sometimes. I'll joke about it. I tell my wife, let's watch tonight. It'll be a wonderful night. And they don't even cover it. They don't cover any good stuff with me. Anything that's good, they don't cover. Anything that's okay or bad. I mean, then bad, they make it sound like, like let's do the electric chair thing. But it is the most dishonest. The media are the most dishonest people I've ever met. They do it with Republican conservatives. I mean, you've had it before I came along. But I don't think never to this extent. They say that Newt Gingrich, they said that the one that got worse than me was Abraham Lincoln. I said, I disagree. They say Abraham Lincoln was just decimated by the press. The reason I talk, and I say it, you might as well talk about it yourself because nobody else will. If I give it to our very good people, Kayleigh, and we have a lot of good people at the White House. If I give it to them to go out, they won't report it. And did you ever see the weapon? And they'll start screaming like a bunch of maniacs. The media.
Well, there are reasons for it.
It's just incredible.
Let me tell you one of the reasons, and it's
they are sick. It's crazy. Go ahead.
Well, they are. They're in a way they are. I think they have been poisoned to an extent. And I mean this, folks, poisoned by their own hatred. This is not the original reason, but we're into 4 years now that they have tried everything they know to get rid of you. And not a single thing, not a single weapon has worked. These people, if they want to, Mr. President, and Newt's an example, they're able to take out, Sarah Palin's another, they're able to take out and destroy any Republican they choose. It took them 7 years to finally ruin George W. Bush and his reputation in the war in Iraq. But they did it. They got his approval numbers down to the 30s. You in Zogby today are still at 51. They haven't landed a dent, sir. They have not taken you off of your agenda. They've maybe distracted you for now and then, but to prove that they can. And it's frustrating as heck that they haven't been able to. It's an amazing thing. And I'm like you. I watched this coverage and I asked me, how many of the American people realize without being told how basically dishonest and unfair this all is? And you having policies, sir, that they detest. Your agenda is a small government. Well, it was before the pandemic hit. Your agenda is basically pro-freedom, pro-liberty, pro-the American citizen first. You want to make America, can you believe, make America great again's controversial? Who in the world